It's a good day today. So we just got the Spino TLC. So far, everything's looking pretty good. Starting off with a new model here. I think out of these three, my favorite would be the health recovery one, which used to be the default or the balanced one. I am digging the battle tail. Plus, I love how chunky the arms are now. Look at that. He's showing off. Look at him. So smug. Armor one is also pretty good. Much a chunkier tail right there. We all know the thicker the tail, the more damage it deals. And then the swim speed or the swim stamina. It's got the tallest sail out of all of them. It's kind of bothering me, but at the same time, it kind of reminds me of like a sailfish. It's so sleek. Look at him go. Overall, I really like it. Right, let's get to the thing. Right, I'm gonna try and quickly go over the stats for Spino in general and its abilities. Actually, let me just pull up this little sheet here, so I didn't have to go and try and test it manually. But here are the numbers if you're interested. These could be changed at a moment's notice, but here they are. Slapped on cooldown there just to be able to get the relative DPS, but of course it's not a fair comparison between, you know, faster attacks versus something like the Claw Slam, which has a ridiculous 25-second cooldown, but you get the idea. Anyway, right, so first major change to Spino. The health is now 975 from 1300, which is a 25% nerf to its health, which I think is understandable. You could actually offset that with a lot of the newer abilities that Spino got, so I'm fine with that. They buffed its armor by default by 10% and gave it a base kit nictitating membrane. For some reason, I could not figure out how the passive fish tracking works. Let me know how it works, or if it even works. I never noticed anything. Anyway, starting with the head, we have lunging snap, snap jaw, and bite. So I love the lunging snap. It's got so much utility. With lunging snap, I found myself not needing to run, what was it? The lunge, which deals no damage. Yeah, given it takes more stamina to use in the water compared to lunge, but the fact that it deals 108 damage when you're underwater when it connects, and it's a relatively fast animation that allows you to close distance or try and evade is really good. I think it's one of my favorite attacks for Spino at the moment. Is it coming at me? Oh my god. I swear they gotta tone down these AIs, because I'm a literal Spino, multi-ton Spino getting chased around by a fat amphibian. Snapjaw, I kinda don't like Snapjaw. I mean, the slice debuff is nice, but 2%, 5 stacks, that's 10% slow at max stacks. The thing is, they get an immunity for 5 minutes once they reach max stacks. So, you know, there's that. And each stack, or the entirety of it, lasts 1 minute. So, you gotta end the fight in a minute, basically. I've not found much use for Snapjaw. Maybe I'm using it wrong, but it's got a... I mean, the damage is respectable. It's, what was it again? 65 damage, 6-second cooldown. It's got a bit of a wind-up. Wait, does it use stamina? I think it uses stamina. Yeah, it does. I think this is more for trying to catch people that are normally faster than you, because you want to apply stacks of slice debuff. But at the same time, I think it's a lot of work to try and just get them some 2% slower or 10% slower. Hey, that's just my thoughts on Snapjaw at the moment. Bite, they upped its cooldown from 1.5 seconds to 1.75, which is not a lot, but you know, it's a nerf, a little bit of nerf. base damage 50. You can't really go wrong with default bite. It's a fast attack, doesn't use stamina. Overall, it's pretty good. It's actually one of Spino's highest DPS attacks at the moment. Just second to Claw, the default Claw attack. And yeah, we'll get to that in a bit. Waterborne, Shockwave, and Patient Lurking for Senses. Yeah, these three are basically built so that you could build Spino 3 different ways now. You could build Pure Land Spino with AoEs. You could build Pure Aquatic Spino with all the mobility. You could build a semi-aquatic Spino with these kind of like quality of life effects for Spino. Like Waterborne, wherein you get 3 times acceleration when you're wet and on land, which is basically when you're coming up onto someone trying to get an ambush off. Yeah, I think it's nice that you could build Spino 3 different ways now. Out of these 3, I'm loving Patient Lurking just because it deals 20% increased damage while underwater in general. 20% is a lot, especially for an Apex. Shockwave, definitely run this if you're going for a purely AoE build. Yeah, next up, front limb, we have Drench Strike, Claw Slam, and Claw Attack. Claw Attack, can't go wrong with Claw Attack. It's 30 DPS or 60 damage every 2 seconds. In terms of DPS, it's Spino's best attack. You get Claw Slam, which is a pretty funky ability. So it's got a small AoE that deals 35 damage a pop, and it's like 5 seconds, or sorry, 5 hits. The thing I don't like about this ability is that it's kind of inconsistent. There are times where I was fighting and it kind of just cancels the animation outright. Maybe because I was strafing to the side weirdly, or I stepped on a log and fell from it and then the animation canceled. It's really inconsistent sometimes, which is really throwing me off. But if you manage to land all of these, it's 175 damage in total. It's really good. Drench Strike, this one is a hybrid ability as well. At base is, what was it again? Drench Strike, pull up the snaps thingy. At base is a 50 damage, but if you are wet, it deals 82.5. It's also got a 6-second cooldown, so there's that. I mean, it's okay. I've run up against people who use this, and I feel like it deals that 82.5 damage really catches you off guard. Yeah, I think it's alright. It applies the slice debuff when you're dry, which I think it's okay. This definitely benefits for running when you're running waterboard, since you dry out slower. Drench Strike benefits from that sense. Yeah, out of these front limbs, I typically run just the default Claw Attack because of how simple and fast, and you know, it's a really good simple ability for Spino. Most of the abilities that it got have long cooldowns, so you need to have at least one of the fast attacks. It's either you have the default Bite or the default Claw Attack, both of which have cooldowns 2 seconds or shorter. In my opinion, you gotta be running at least one of those. Hide, these are really good quality of life for Spino. Streamline, they gave it a 50% increase health recovery while diving. Solar powered, this is really nice if you're running AoE based builds because it offsets that, you know, it's kind of stamina hungry. This is really good. 50% increased stamina recovery at day, and then 10% armor at night, so it's very flexible. Bright Sail, this right, like I said, they nerfed its health, but there are things in its kit now that allow you to offset that nerf. You could get, like here, 50% increased armor, let's say if you're fighting up against bone breaking Rex. So these are pretty good quality of life hides for Spino. Personally, I just run streamlined because of the swim speed, and I'm a water degenerate. For the back limb, Tide Strider, 35% increased stamina when you're wet and on land, which works best for when you're running semi-aquatic Spino or purely, well, I guess, yeah, semi-aquatic Spino, or if you're land Spino close to water. This coupled with the solar powered hide is pretty good. 85% increased stamina recovery is really strong. Lunge, I mean, it's a basic lunge ability that allows you to move forward. Almost similar to the lunging snap, but it uses a lot less stamina, but it's also got a 25-second cooldown. Overall, I don't find myself using lunge. I prefer the quality of life that Dinosaur gives. The 35% increased stamina recovery when you're wet and on land, which is basically what you're gonna be doing as a Spino. So yeah. Moving on to the tail, we got a spicy new ability, Undertow, which, I mean, it's got a hefty damage to it. Deals 90 on land at the epicenter and then 70 damage when you're in the water. So on land, it's just basically the stomp ability. They removed stomp, put it here. I think that was a good move. In the water, it's the Undertow, which is a big AoE pull that deals 70 damage at the center. Personally, I don't like it just because of how clunky it is to use in the water. But if you're running a land AoE based Spino, I think it's fine. But for the Undertow, I think it's okay. It's more like a support ability. I think it'll work much better in a group, because I find that since it locks you in place for quite some time, you pull someone in very close, they're gonna get free hits on you if you pull them in. That's what I found happens most of the time. Right, you pull this, let's say you pull a duck in, it's gonna get 2 hits on you. So there's that. So I feel like it works better if you're in a group trying to pull someone trying to escape most of the time. But yeah, I still prefer the sweep attack, which is basically normal tail attack, but they gave it 65 damage for some reason. They removed the knockback when it's on land and you know, gave it knockback in the water. And I find that this is probably Spino's strongest attack, not gonna lie, because just looking at Spino, look, it's basically half of its model is a tail. It's got a really large range in that tail. I found that you could kind of cheese people with just this if you're fighting in the water. You could just be running tail slaps. They wouldn't be able to get close to you. And you're dealing 65 damage a hit. Yeah, granted, it consumes a bit of stamina now, and it's very rude. Yeah, it's got a 6-second cooldown. Still, it's pretty strong. No joking, I think Sweep is one of Spino's strongest attacks right now. Just because it deals a strong knockback effect while also dealing a high damage, 65 base damage. I'm getting chased by a salamander. So yeah, it's my favorite tail attack right now. What else? Voice, you got Rallying Call and Dazing Bellows. Over these two, Rallying Call basically gives you a 25% increased armor to everyone in your group, including yourself. Versus Dazing Bellows, which is, that's what it does right there, reduced by 5% and can't use active abilities. The thing I don't like about Daze effect is the 20-second immunity. It's every 20 seconds, considering you could only apply it over 60 seconds. So there's 3 windows wherein you can daze someone, which could work out in your favor, but I find Rallying Call in general is straight up gives you more utility. I was able to tank as Rex with while using Rallying Call. Yeah, that's about it for my overall impressions of Spino's new attacks. Currently, my favorite build for Spino is Lunging Snap, Patient Lurking, Default Claw Attack to offset the cooldown on Lunging Snap, Streamlined. I could either do Tide Strider or Lunge depending on where I am. Mostly Tide Strider. Just because I want to keep at most 4 active abilities, because I think 5 or more is too much. And Sweep and then Rallying Call. This is probably my favorite setup right now for Spino, and I'm gonna show you why. These attacks don't share cooldowns, and I've found that you can kind of do a cycle of attacks like this. You open up with a bite, claw, tail attack, bite, claw, then do that again, bite, claw, And then by that time, your tail would be off cooldown, so you could do it again. Claw. Another bite. Claw. Then tail attack. You see that? It's a loop. It's a cycle of attacks wherein you're never really not attacking. Right. So yeah, currently this is my favorite setup for Spino since it's so versatile. You don't feel defenseless. You're always attacking. Granted, that's on land, but in the water, my fighting style shifts into more of like a jousting hit and run build. I'd open up with the lunging snap, and then depending on where they are, if I need to reposition, I'm gonna go for a tail snap. That'll give some distance, and then I could just go in for another lunging snap. But yeah, if they get too close, I've got the claw to deal some good damage in. So yeah, this is currently my favorite Spino build right now. I'll probably test out some of the other builds, but currently this is what I'm using most of the time. I got some fights, trying out different builds. So yeah, enjoy. Oh, hello. Wombo combo. I think you can cheese people with just a tail attack. I think you can. Kind of just hit and run it. Look at this, look at this. See? It's got absurd range. I feel like you can cheese it. Look at this. How is he nearly dead? I'm pretty sure this guy was full health before. Did I do that much damage? Boink. There we go. Can I heal? Is this the heal command? Oh yeah, it is. Oh, you don't. You wanna go? You wanna go? Tail attack. Oh, cancelled. Lunge. Oh, I think you can kind of cheese people with this. Claw. Let's see if I can. Nope. The thing is, Spino has a hard time turning into water. So it's kind of like a joust almost. I feel like I'm cheesing this guy out. Oh, he's using the wombo combo now. Let's see if we can do this. I'm not too worried about that. I feel like I can tank this guy. Oh, he gave up. Let's try a land build. I'm pretty much just fighting Spinos right now, but I think we should be able to see matchups a bit more. Shockwave, soul powered. This one, undertow, tank. Yeah, I think this works. Oh, not much here. Where's the people at? Oh, got a Rex looking. Got a Rex looking. I think we got a Rex looking. Let's try to bait the stomps. Just trying to bait it. I don't think I can out-attack a Rex like this. I don't think I can. This is the sad thing about long cooldowns. You're pretty much open all the time. I don't think I've even dented this Rex's health. Oh, wait. Can't play this one. Ooh! I managed to tank that? Whoa. I did not expect that. Huh. So it is possible. Huh. What do you know? I think it's definitely the rallying call that saved me there. What do you know? You could tank out-tank Rex. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He's trying to get behind me. Gonna try and chase him off. To the water. I gotta corner this guy in. I'm gonna burn through my stamina doing this. If you try and get behind me, you're gonna get the tail slammed. Yeah, I don't think they want to fight. Not sure how low they are. He's trying to get me to bait to attack. It's very hard to defend your backside even with the full land build with the AoEs. It's gonna go in. It's gonna go in. Let's show the back type. Got baited into that. Trying to stay behind the Spino. Oh, he's slow. See that? See that? My my claw slam wouldn't work backwards. I just wasted my attack there. That's what I'm saying about these kind of attacks. You can't, they're finicky. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. Let's try the sliced build thingy. How would I do that? I think it's going to be Drench. No, not Drench Strike. Yeah, I think Drench Strike should work, right? No. Let's try Snapjaw. Then Default Claw. Waterborne. We're gonna go for Hide. Need this. Try that for a change. Sweep. Blazing Bellows. This could be a weird build. I don't know. Oh, it consumes stamina to use the Snapjaw. A little bit. This guy's going for it. I think I can cheese it. Oh, he's slower now. Haha, missed me with that. Oh. Does he turn better than me? Pretty sure this guy is slower now. Oh, I think he crashed. Pretty sure this guy crashed. Alright, let's get fun going. Go side, go side, go side. Open, open. Tail attack. Tail attack. Did that not hit? Ooh, that did not hit. Ooh, I thought that would hit. Ooh, he's low. Got him. Claw. I'm gonna go for claws now. Ooh, good job. Did not expect that. I'm gonna open up this. Ooh, nicked him there. So it's kind of like a joust with Spino now. See that? Wonder if I can. I'm gonna go for more claw attacks now. Yeah, this guy's not doing good. He missed that. I won't. Yeah, he's dead. Yeah, he's a one hit. I think he's a GG. There we go. So it's definitely like a joust now with Spino. I kind of like it. Heal up. Alright, this Spino TLC is pretty good. It's definitely given Spino more variety in its builds that you could do. Yeah. So I'll probably dig in deep and I'll see if I can get another hunting compilation. But you know, deathmatch server fights are one thing, but real fights are another thing. So we'll see. think that's it for now, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye. Did they bug out? Why is he running in the water?